The Bellman Stovetop Espresso and Steamer is an all-in-one brewing device that's going to make espresso strength coffee and also steam silky smooth milk, which then makes it possible to prepare delicious lattes, cappuccinos, or whatever you like, wherever you want. Using it is simple, and I've discovered it is one of the closest methods to brewing actual espresso at the fraction of a cost of an espresso machine or any other manual espresso maker. Let's take a look and see how. The setup for brewing is similar to Moka Pot or stovetop coffee brewers with some added features. First, you'll notice it has a reliable and fully functional pressure gauge on top of the unit, and you're looking to keep that pressure at around 1 to 2 bars whilst brewing the coffee. The brew tap, this works to control the flow of your espresso out into your cup, and you can choose to brew quite a lot of coffee with a water gauge found inside the unit. There's a 3, 6, and 9, and each one of these represents a volume of coffee that you can brew. And you'll also find these volumes detailed in the description down below. The other highlight to the Bellman Stovetop Espresso and Steamer is the steam wand. This has a 2-hole steam tip, and I've had no troubles getting that rich, velvety textured milk easily when steaming with the Bellman. In using the Bellman filter basket, you can achieve 3 separate doses. A full basket is around 1.5 ounces of ground coffee, whereas in using the filter basket reducer placed below the coffee, this will allow you to get either a full ounce of ground beans or flip that reducer up to get half an ounce. And these doses will correspond to each of the water levels found inside the unit. Taking into account a brew ratio of water to coffee, this will either make your coffee really strong, which is ideal for adding milk or creamer to, or a coffee more drinkable straight black, like a regular coffee or an Americano. The Bellman Stovetop Espresso and Steamer, it's made from durable and easy to clean 304 grade stainless steel and can be used on ceramic, electrical, gas, and even induction stovetops that are compatible with 304G steel, and it makes an ideal camping brewer as it's built to last. To get started using the Bellman, you first want to decide how much coffee you want to make. And in the description down below, I've added some recipes that you can play with. In this demonstration, I'm going to be using the most amount of coffee with the least amount of water. And then this will resemble the closest thing to espresso. So let's begin. Grind your coffee down nice and fine, almost to an espresso grind as it works best here. If it's too coarse, then the coffee will pour out too fast and resemble more like an Italian stovetop coffee. Consider grinding your coffee finer, and this way it will slow your coffee down as it brews. Here I've dosed out just over 1.5 ounces of beans to fill that basket full, and I throw my finger over the top of the hole to add the coffee in easier to the basket. Give the basket a tap to get those grounds to settle, and then give it a good honest tamp. Nothing too hard, but enough to compact it. At this point, you can add a paper filter on top of the grinds if you like, as this does help keep your brew a little bit cleaner, and these paper filters are included in the box. Now I'm adding pre-boiled water into the Bellman as this gets the brewing happening sooner, filling it up to just below that 3 mark, and this is going to get me around 5 ounces of really concentrated brewed coffee at the end, and that's plenty for 2 strong coffees. Next, place your coffee basket into the Bellman and then place the tap on top. Having it face opposite to the handle makes things convenient later on, and then make sure that your lid is screwed down nice and tight. Place the Bellman on the stove on a medium heat. Make sure that both those taps are closed, otherwise the pressure in the Bellman won't increase. And watch the pressure begin to build. At 2 bars of pressure, place a cup under the valve and then open that tap at about 1/4 to a 1/2 turn. Now, you don't want the unit to reach over 4 bars of pressure, and if it does, remove the Bellman straight away from the heat. Otherwise, with that tap open, you should hear a gentle hiss of air and then water beginning to pass up in the Bellman through the bed of coffee as it begins to brew. Now, it will normally take around 10 to 15 seconds for the espresso to begin flowing out, but keep the Bellman on the stove and then slowly open that tap until you get that nice steady stream of espresso flowing, and then stop. You're looking to keep the pressure at around 2 bars, and then you should get a couple of good espresso shots coming out. And use that tap to control the flow of the espresso brewing. When the espresso does begin to bubble or steam out, that's when you've reached the bottom of the water gauge. So the water would have risen up in the Bellman during brewing, And as it cools down, you will discover some of that brewed coffee may make its way back down into the reservoir of the Bellman. Upon opening it later, it's nothing to be concerned about and doesn't affect the coffee extraction one bit. Once you've brewed the shots of espresso, you can add water to them right now for an Americano or similar to a regular coffee. Or in using the steam wand, you'll easily achieve making lattes, cappuccinos, and even flat whites. Now, in maintaining 2 bars of pressure in the Bellman, this is plenty of power for steaming a medium jug. Give the steam wand a quick purge to remove any of the super hot wet steam, as this will ruin your milk. We're after dry steam. Add your jug under the wand and then turn the tap open slowly until it's all the way open. Ensure that you get that milk to spin in a circular motion quite quickly, and this will assist in making that nice velvety smooth texture to the steamed milk. Then at around 140 degrees, your milk is done. Once you have finished, make sure you do wipe down that steam wand and purge it again after every use. Now, to get good at latte art does take a lot of practice and perseverance, but with the Bellman, so long as it's kept above 1.5 bars of pressure, you can be steaming milk all day, as good as any cafe. And once you're done, you have delicious coffees to enjoy. And the Bellman Stovetop Espresso and Steamer is that ideal all-in-one coffee maker and milk steamer to have at home, in your motorhome or camper, and most definitely as that perfect backcountry camping brewer. And to purchase your own Bellman espresso maker, head over to bellmanespresso.com, and if there's any further questions, add them in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.